Hey YouTube, top of the morning to you. All right, so we're going to be talking about what you should know before owning or getting a property. So you want to get started. Now, this is not going to be telling you how to find money to get started. This is just before you even do all that, or you already have money and you're ready to get down with buying your first property. So let me tell you from personal experience. For me, I went in on it with a really good friend, and luckily for me, he turned out to be a really good friend, because when you go into property with somebody that is not necessarily the person you think that they are, it can get sticky. If you go into it with people who are just investors, it can be bad. So first off and foremost, I'm going to tell you one of the things that a millionaire CEO female who told me this: if you can do it on your own, do it on your own. Don't use anybody else's money, unless you have no choice. And if you do, make sure you have control over it. She said, I don't care if it's 51% or whatever it is, make sure you have the control over it, because if you don't, it will come back. So always in life, make sure you're in a position of power. Always make sure you're the one who can call the shots, pull the trigger, execute the plan, do the damn thing. All right. So that's my first bit of wisdom in concerns to property. Two, you can buy in the hood, you can buy in the suburbs. In the hood, you're going to find cheaper houses that you can fix up and sell for a lot compared to what you bought it for. But also remember, you're not going to get top-notch prices down there unless you can foresee development coming in that area and you hope to get bought out by like a large company, for building like new houses or whatever else, or redeveloping the whole area, which you have to know your area, so do your homework on it. See where the trends are going. Out in the suburbs, you can catch a good couple of deals. You're going to pay a whole lot more, and you're going to have to put a whole lot more money into it, because people out there are going to expect top-notch quality stuff. But if you can catch a deal and refab it and flip it, you can make some money there. Okay, but this is going to be more so about actually you owning your first property. What would I recommend? Well, I started off, and I'm still doing the buying a duplex or a townhouse, and then you can either rent out the upper or lower, and then the other half of it you can charge for rent. That can helps you pay for your mortgage, gives you a little bit more financial security and income, and you can kind of keep an eye on your property. So that'd be one of the first things. Buying a house is good. I've done that as well. It's more work for you, and unless you're going to rent it out, you're really not going to make a lot of extra money on it, because you're just paying your money. So unless you're going to have roommates, which I don't really recommend, because let me tell you, I've had friends, move in, and some can be good and some can be bad. But people get funny when it comes to money, when it's time to pay rent and whatever else. So I would suggest starting off with like a duplex or something like that for your first property. And remember, everything is going to be almost double. You got upper and lower side by side of the same utilities and whatever else. So that can spread your money a little thin at times. For those people interested in doing like an apartment building or whatever else, and which it's going to be the same as a smaller version, just your prices and your points pay is going to be a little, your expenses rather are going to be a little higher, because obviously you've got more units. Here's the thing. Either way, you're going to be dealing with tenants, and tenants, you're going to probably get more bad than good. Trust me on this one. So when you do find good tenants, work with them, but you're also not their friend. This is the line, and keep it that way. Don't give them the extension of friendship. As a matter of fact, the biggest thing you can do is go and get a property management company. Yeah, you're going to pay a little bit of money, but if they take care of the lawn, the snow, and the salting, and for those people in the Northwest, pool or whatever you got associated or attached to it, and they collect the rent, and they deal with the, bringing in new people and kicking out the old people and dealing with the legal stuff, it is worth its weight in gold. Trust me on that one. So those would be my advices. Try not to rent to friends and family, because sometimes that doesn't work out so well, and they'll bother you. Oh, I know you got that place, and this and that, and just tell them, hey, this is what I'm charging. If you can afford that, and and give them the higher price, then fine, okay, I'll let you move in. At least if they're going to move in, make it worth your while. Get that extra money. And working with like rent assistance people, you're kind of guaranteed some money in from the city or state. But at the same time, these are also people who are trying to get on their feet, so we might have to work with them. I would say I can't really tell you legally that you shouldn't. Some of them have been very nice, but there's going to be some challenging times, obviously, because they're low budget, and that's why they're getting rent assistance. But that does not mean all of them. If you're going to live at your property, make sure you have all of the rules written down and they sign off or initial on them. And I'm talking about everything from, if you're going to live there especially, a low noise policy after whatever time, no extra guests can move in or live there. They can stay overnight for no more than 3 days. If you include things like water like we do, make sure that anything over, say, 200 or 250, they have to then pay for, so they kind of curve the water usage. You want to do things such as, if the rent is paid before the first, they give them a discount. It's due literally on the first. Anything past that, it's $10 or $25 a day until paid. If also have a clause in there where if there's an emergency situation, that you have full access to go up into the the unit or down into the unit, and without having to call first if it's an emergency situation. You're going to want to have things like no parties unless authorized by the owner. So it's all these little things that we've gone through, that can help benefit you. I mean, even stuff like parking. You've got 2 spots, so you have 2 vehicles. Those are all that you're allowed to park. Anything more than that comes out to $25 a night or something like that. Because what happens is if you don't have all these things locked down, ironclad, they'll do these things and think it's okay, and then you're the bad guy later on when you say, hey, you got to do something about this. And oh, well, it was fine before. And then it ends up being on you. So if you do become buddy-buddy with your tenants, these things will happen. It has happened. And not all of it's bad. I mean, there's give and take in there, but you always have to maintain the position of power, but you don't have to be a dick. So that's it, guys. Thanks.